Hello everyone, and welcome back to my prediction series. If you forgot what happened last time, we went over episodes 11 through 18, and along with that, we've hit the final 32, which means we are now halfway through the competition. If you haven't watched the previous parts, then you should definitely do so. But what will be happening today? Well, in part 3, we'll be going over episodes 19 to 26, which will include the merge with brand new teams, a rejoin, and even a special guest. Before we begin, here's the elimination order of my predictions so far, with Doorframe in last place and Spaz12 being the most recently eliminated. And here's every contestant that is still currently in the running to win. So with that being said, let's start with... Now, if you paid attention to the current amount of contestants left on each team when I just showed many how are left just now, then you would figure out there are 4 contestants left on each team. So I say it's time to disband these teams and do the first merge of this series. But you might be asking, Marlee, how will you do the merge? Well, it's quite simple actually. I have every contestant still in the game and a random group generator to make it so they all go into 4 teams of 8. Whatever group they're assigned to, that's what team they'll be on. So, now that that's all said and explained, let's randomize these people. There we go. You're looking at the new future teams. So that means Team 1 will include Eject, Do, Tomato, Season 17, Danger Sign, Chocolate Milk Carton, B Block, and Eye Patch. Team 2 will include Cheez-It, School ID, Cane's Cup, P, Shifty, Popcorn, Bush in a Pot, and Jedge. Team 3 will include Acid, Mini Disky, Yoshi Egg, Notepad, Bowling Ball, Iced Coffee, Nebula Void, and Doorstopper. And last but not least, Team 4 will include Demon Core, Mushroom, Golden Apple, Weathery, Meatball, Landscape, Exclamation Mark, and Nonagon. And I even gave the new teams their own unique names. Team 1 is called the Happy Meat Savers, since everyone on that team has either been on a Happy Meatball team or likes to keep others safe like Eject, Danger Sign, and Chocolate Milk Carton. Team 2 is called Object Swag, because it has a lot of liked characters or fan favorites, so I thought I would give them a cool name to top it all off. Team 3 is literally called because it has Yoshi Egg on it, and I think she would mistakenly name the team like a lot of shows do when deciding team names. And Team 4 will be called Benjamin's Diet because a lot of the contestants on that team are either food items or were diet members. But let's get to the actual elimination at hand here. We will still have 2 teams lose in an episode, but who will be losing today? I'm gonna say Benjamin's Diet loses first, and Object Swag will join them. So, starting off, it's pretty clear that Exclamation Mark, Nonagon, and Weathery are all safe. Golden Apple is a tiny bit controversial to the fans, but he is safe too. Demon Core is incredibly liked up to this point, and there's no way he's leaving this time, so he's 5th safe, and Mushroom will stay out of the bottom 2 for today. The bottom 2 here is Meatball and Landscape. Meatball still doesn't have many voters, despite being quite helpful in challenges, and Landscape is liked, but just not as good compared to everyone else on their team. So that's why after many bottom 2s, I think Landscape will be the first one to leave in the merge. They had a good run though. Object Swag is composed of fan favorites or very liked characters, so anytime somebody leaves on this team, it's gonna hit real hard. However, Cane's Cup, who was 1st safe, Jedge, who was 2nd safe, and P, who was 3rd safe, are not going to be leaving anytime soon. Despite being a tiny bit overrated to fans at this point, and losing some voters due to some finding him a bit annoying, Cheez-It is also safe. I think Bush and a Pod will also get something to do to help with the 2 of them develop and be more liked in the next few episodes, so some watching might be surprised to see them safe 5th. And even though close to being in the bottom 2, Popcorn is safe 6th because she's just simply liked by the fans. Our bottom 2 is School ID and Shifty, both not strangers to being in the bottom 2. School ID has been here twice, and Shifty has pulled through 3 bottom 2s in his run so far, so will he be able to get through a 4th one? Long story short, yes! School ID is liked by voters, but just cannot compete on a team with Shifty and the others. I think the concept of Shifty as a character in general might make people more inclined to save them, especially with his past of Animatic. Well, look at this. We have a rejoin inbound. If you remember from last time, the rejoin today will work as the same as part 1. You are looking at every contestant currently eliminated so far, and if they disappear, then they do not rejoin. As before, this is least likely to most likely rejoining. So, with that being said, not coming back this time is Pancake Batter, Landscape, Shoe, Nacho, Buddy Cut Boy, Hives, Squirt Gun, Crazy Food, Flashlight, Bioluminescent, Silly Straw, Share, Juice Box, Peppermint, Dioptase, Rainbow Assortment, Claybrick, Raid, Printer, Tea, Slop, Oils Paint, School ID, Spaz, Red Sticky Hand, Eggnog Jr., Bouquet, Bomb, Shattered Ornament, Sticky, and Sippable. Our top 3 for today is Doorframe, Don't, and Teary. Doorframe is here because people think he was robbed and didn't deserve getting the first boot. Don't is here because fans think that they deserve a second chance as they got eliminated when their arc was just starting and want to see what they can really do. And Teary is here because a surprising amount of people actually really like Teary and might band together to vote for them. Along with that, the elimination Teary got out was very odd between the votes, most likely going to Eyepatch and Jej and wanting to keep Shifty out of the bottom too, which pushed Teary to the bottom and got them eliminated, so some might want to give them a second chance. Well, even after I said all those things about Teary, they're not coming back. And Don't won't either, which means Doorframe rejoins the game. As for what team he'll be on, I'm going to put Doorframe on Bleh, which makes them the largest team by far at 9 whole members. Now, let's move forward to the next episode. Today, teams that have to do with food are losing, which are the Happy Meat Savers and Benjamin's Diet. However, the Meat Savers will lose first here. I think even though he rejoined a while ago at this point and the rejoiner novelty will wear off soon, I think Eyepatch is the first one safe. I also think Eject and Danger Sign being on the same team might make the two of them form a friendship, seeing that both of their friends, Shifty and Eggnog, both left the game, and also the two of them both have goals of trying to keep others safe, and just putting safety over everything in general, so fans might opt to vote for them, which means Eject is safe too. If you guys remember from the last part, I think Tomato and Doorstarper might have an arc of some sort, and this arc is in full effect, so he will easily be safe too. B-Block's development has been long over, but she's still being voted quite a bit, so she won't have to worry about getting out either. Season 17 has lost a lot of voters due to be overrated, but regardless, is still the 5th safe. And even though they aren't quite relevant to the team right now, Dew is safe too. Our bottom 2 here is Danger Sign and Chocolate Milk Carton. Danger Sign is here because he just does a bit worse in vote to save with these new teams and potentially having to split voters with Eject now, and Chocolate Milk Carton has a sizable fan base up to this point. But will it be enough to keep them in the game? Well, sadly, no. I just cannot see Milk Carton getting any further at this point compared to most characters we have left. As for Benjamin's Diet, I think the safe order will be quite similar to last time with just a few characters swapping places, as I think Exclamation Mark is safe first, followed by Weathery second and Nonagon third. Demon Core and Golden Apple are safe 4th and 5th respectively, and our bottom 2 here is Meatball again and Mushroom. Meatball is here for reasons already explained, and Mushroom has started to fall off a bit in the show despite fully showing what kind of powers and abilities he has. But with that being said, I still think Mushroom will be out here. It would be incredibly close, but I just think Meatball might be a tiny bit better in vote to save than Mushroom. I think it's about time for Bleh to finally lose, and Even will be the ones to lose first, as they've had a pretty good immunity run up to this episode, and Object Swag will be joining them as well. Bleh is the biggest team to be up for elimination in this series, with a whopping 9 members, and it is no surprise that Doorframe is the first safe, as he's a rejoiner, and there's no way people are just going to let him leave again 2 episodes later. Acid at this point is still universally liked and will probably not be losing voters anytime soon, so he gets the silver medal for safety. Doorstopper being in an arc with Tomato will also garner her a lot of votes, and vice versa as explained with Tomato a few minutes ago, so she is safe as well. Since Mushroom is gone now, I think Nebula Void will do something of importance because of that, which will interest voters to see more and of course vote for her. Yoshi Egg follows for not only being the face of the team, but she is still a fan favorite. The 6th one safe is Notepad, and the 7th one safe is Bowling Ball, even though some have started to hate him simply because of how much people like him. Our bottom 2 here is Iced Coffee and Mini Disky. People who have previously voted for Iced Coffee have slowly started to lose interest in them, and Mini Disky can't do as much with Popcorn anymore since they're on different teams, and even though they have their own character outside of being friends with Popcorns, they just aren't too relevant now. So with that being said, it's Mini Disky's time to go, which is quite unfortunate because Popcorn will definitely be devastated to hear the news of that. Looks like team fan favorite, Object Swag, is in danger again. Let's see who's leaving. I think P will go through a small story this episode that helps him become a better leader, which in turn will make people vote for him, so P is first safe. Surprisingly, Shifty is safe second because I think he'll get a surge of voters for 2 reasons. The first one is because he's in constant danger, and I also think Shifty's past with Animatic will be explored just one more time. Even though a bit safe later on, Kane's Cup is safe third, and Cheez-It is safe fourth despite quite a few finding him annoying now. Oddly enough, Jedge was not voted too much this time, but I think they'll be safe regardless, which means our bottom 2 is Bush in a Pot and Popcorn. BIAP has gotten development in episode 21, but still falls back to the bottom 2, and Popcorn is here simply because she's just voted and liked slightly less than the others on Object Swag. So will a duo not only be broken up today and have the duo be eliminated in the same episode? While that could be a cool coincidence, it's still pretty cool if Bush in a Pot is leaving, and it probably wouldn't even be close. I just don't think the little bits of development they got a few episodes ago would be enough to save them. Today's episode will feature a very special guest that will be covering the entire section. I introduce you all to Al.
Hey guys, my name is Al. I'm a random fan of this random YouTuber Marlee who somehow managed to get the opportunity to collaborate with him. Anyway, for episode 23, the teams losing today are Benjamin's Diet and Blet, so let's get started with Benjamin's Diet. The first few safe are given on this team. Nonagon is obviously safe, followed by Weathery second and exclamation mark third. And I think people seeing Meatball in the bottom 2 twice might help him get a little more voters than normal, and he will be staying out of the bottom 2 for today. The bottom 2 here are Demon Core and Golden Apple. Demon Core because he's really loved by fans, but hasn't done anything too significant since his arc with Nebula Void and Mushroom, despite still having good interactions and moments here and there. But Golden Apple is here because some might start to get tired of his personality, even though it's unique from others, and there are a few people who don't even like Golden Apple to begin with. So it's for these reasons that Golden Apple is leaving this time. I don't have anything else to say besides his reaction to being eliminated might be calling the voters peasants or something. Going to Blet, Acid is safe for obvious reasons, and Yoshi Egg follows. Because of their development with Tomato, Doorstopper is safe as well. Doorframe will have lost a ton of voters, because even though they're a rejoiner, they're not as well liked as other rejoiners like Eyepatch. Despite this though, he's safe fourth because there's still a sizable amount who want to be absolutely sure he doesn't leave again sometime soon. While not having much to do at the moment, Nebula Void and Notepad are safe 5th and 6th respectively, which means the bottom 2 are fan favorite Bowling Ball and Iced Coffee. Iced Coffee has their moments, but just can't compete with everyone else on the team, and Bowling Ball has lost an unbelievable amount of voters because fans are just kinda done with his character and don't find him as funny or charming anymore. Even so, Bowling Ball will barely win over Iced Coffee. The show will really miss their raging outbursts at people dearly. Anyway, thanks for having me, and on with the video.
Let's penalize Team Fan Favorite, Object Swag, and the Happy Meat Savers today because why not? The order for Object Swag is almost identical from last time they lost, which is Kane's Cup first, P second, Shifty third, and Jedge fourth. The bottom 2 is Cheez-It and Popcorn. Cheez-It is loved by many, but some are also starting to get annoyed at him for being so crazy all the time and might be inclined to vote for someone else. Popcorn on the other hand has had her moments, but ever since Mini Disy left, she hasn't been the same to fans and has gotten way less interesting. Unfortunately, this is why the iconic duo of Popcorn and Mini Disy are coming to an end today. I'm sure the two of them will be very happy to see each other again though, on the off chance that extermination sends you to an elimination area of some sort. On the Meat Savers, Season 17 has bounced back from being in the bottom 2 to being the first safe. I think the show will have noticed that he was in danger last time and might give him something to do that's majorly relevant. Dew follows 17, Eyepatch follows Dew, and Eject follows Eyepatch. I think Tomato and Doorstopper's arc would have ended by now, but this will still benefit Tomato and keep him out the bottom 2. The bottom 2 for today is Danger Sign and B-Block. Danger Sign's friendship with Eject is loved by many, but their voter base probably has to split with one another now, and since her arc, B-Block just hasn't gotten much to do. But I actually think that having to split votes will be Danger Sign's downfall, even though B-Block is a bit obscure now. I'm sure he would have kept many safe and saved many lives, and Eggnog Jr. would be proud of him. Unfortunately for the Meat Savers, they'll be losing twice in a row, and Bled will be joining them. And to even bring the Meat Savers down more, they'll be losing first. But anyway, I think Do will be the first save, as they've probably shown many times what they can do as an entity and what abilities they might have. And Beatblock will follow because some might be scared that she'll be eliminated like last episode. I think the Rejoiner novelty will have fully worn off by now, but regardless, Eye Patch is safe and Tomato follows due to his storyline with Doorstopper. The bottom two is surprisingly Eject and Season 17. Both are usually saved very quickly when it comes for elimination, so they might be surprised to see that they're both in danger. Eject has their development with Danger Sign, but since he's gone, Eject just hasn't gotten much to do recently, and Season 17 has really started to fall off in terms of how many people are voting for him because loads of people find him overrated, despite being first safe last episode. This was a tiny bit difficult to figure out, but I think Eject is out of here for this time. I think this is because they'll take a backseat this episode due to Danger Sign leaving to give many other characters opportunities to have time to shine. Season 17, while overrated to many, still has a loyal fan base of voters that will be behind him no matter what. For Team Bleh, Doorstopper is first save along with Acid for very obvious reasons. Notepad was saved quite later these past few times they were up for elimination, but I think they'll do something very major this episode to help them get a lot more voters and be the third one safe. Doorframe and Nebula Void are safe 4th and 5th again, which was the exact same as last time, funny enough. This leaves Bowling Ball and Yoshi Egg in the bottom two. As I said last time, people have always found Bowling Ball overrated, and loads of people are just getting tired of him. And Yoshi Egg is still loved, but the whole thing of being a cute character is starting to wear off fast, despite being legitimately helpful at times. But which of these two fan favorites will be leaving today? Well, I think it's Bowling Ball. Yeah, some of you might be upset to see that your favorite hero is leaving, but I think the fact that Yoshi can actually be quite helpful at times and not just another Rocky clone will give her the edge this time. For the final episode today, let's give Object Swag and Benjamin's Diet one more run for their money. This will also mean that they'll be the first teams in the merge to hit 4 members. For Object Swag, I think Jedge will get a bit more importance again as they were slowly starting to fall off before, so I think they're first safe. He is safe second and Kane's Cup follows, even though I think he would have lost a good chunk of his voters due to being overrated. The bottom two is Cheez-It and Shifty. As I said before, Cheez-It is starting to wear off on voters and people just don't care for him as much anymore. And Shifty is here because he can't compete with the other fan favorites. I'm just going to answer the question you're all thinking here. Is Shifty going to pull through yet another bottom two? And before we answer this, keep in mind that this is Shifty's 5th time in a bottom 2 scenario. It is genuinely impressive how he's still in the game. But anyway, is Shifty gonna go 5 for 5 in bottom 2 situations? Sadly, no. Shifty's past with Animatic and life-saving duties are really good qualities for him, but Cheez-It's craziness and energy is unmatched and still appreciated even though some are tired of it by now. Shifty should be happy with himself though, as he was on the fence of being eliminated 4 times and still managed to survive. As for Benjamin's Diet, this is going to be a way quicker segment than Object Swags, since we all know who the bottom 2 is here, but regardless, I'll quickly get the safe order out of the way. Nonagon first, Exclamation second, and Weathery third. Demon Core and Meatball are in our bottom 2. As I said with Demon Core, he has plenty of great moments, but his prime was the arc he had at the beginning of the series and just has not gotten that good since. And Meatball is not only starting to become irrelevant with the amount of fan favorites still left, but has been in the bottom 2 already a few times. So yeah, pretty clear that Meatball is leaving here. I don't really have anything to say here, so just enjoy the music that you all know and love. Before we end the video, as per usual routine, here's everything that we went over today. Here's the extermination I have so far in the prediction, with Dioptase in last place to Meatball being the most recently eliminated. And here's a look at every contestant currently left on each team and how many are still in the running. Huge shout out to Al for being a special guest in the video. It was really cool collaborating with a fan of mine, so please go subscribe to them if you haven't. Their channel will be linked in the description, and thank you so much for watching part 3 of my prediction series. Part 4 will include the final merge